That's cool. We are duplicating, we're copying our template. That's awesome. We are encapsulating that on the shadow root. But is there anything on this page that could be improved? Anything that we could just like make it better, or I don't know, what do you feel about this one?
Maybe make the button green instead of red.
I have a feeling you're leading us to imports somehow.
Flipping up down arrows for templates.
Go away.
What?
Making the template not showing up on the page now.
So let's take a look. We have our button and we have this template which is on our HTML. This is not, let's say I want to bring this to a different page, right? What do I need to do? I need to copy this script and I need to copy this template. That's all I need, right? So I need to go ahead and copy and paste all this to a different page. What if I want to put a different template? So let me just give an ID to this template over here. And I want to bring one of the custom elements that we have already built. I want to do the Fresno logo thing. So what I need to do, I need to bring this to the different page, copy all that. So now I have a new template, ID. This is like the FCC logo. So I make sure I'm getting the FCC logo. And then I'm going to use that element again. So now I have the FCC logo and I have the FCC button on my page. So I have two templates, two script blocks, and I need to keep doing that, right? So imagine you have 10 different custom elements on your page. You don't want to keep copy and pasting all these blocks of code. And it's not only about moving the script to a different file. What about the what about the template? Where are you going to put this? So that's how, and that's why the HTML imports exist. HTML imports by itself, it's really important. When we got everything together, that's what makes it cool. So this is another like foolish, simple concept of having all your scripts, all your styles, and having things like template on a different HTML file. So this is pretty much the same API as link. What it changes, so when we want to build, so when we want to import some CSS, when we want to import some script, this is what we do, right? Script, source, something. If we want to import CSS, link, rel, style sheet, href, style.css. But what if we could import HTML? So this is pretty new, and this is the new API that we're going to see. Instead of rel, we put import, and now we can put some HTML here. So just go ahead, open the folder number 4, HTML imports, and go to index. Mm-hmm. And the first line we're going to do is importing that other file that we have already created, which is the one component.
So add that line there. Good job.
Okay, so we have one document, it has a paragraph, and inside of that it has parent. And inside of this other one, there's component. So what do you expect this to do? what I would expect is this to come here. I don't know about you, but that's what I would expect. But that's not true. That's not what happens. So let's just go to the browser and see what happens. And all I have here is my parent. So with HTML imports, we're not gonna render stuff. It's not like the PHP include tag that we put and then something's gonna render. Or you can do like, it's not like include that you do on server side. It's more about importing stuff, and everything that is on there is not rendered on the browser. But it gets interpreted, but it's not rendered. So if we put some style, it's still not rendered.
Sorry, what exactly is rendering?
Render means like,
Render typically means taking everything and making it into a picture.
Showing it on the screen.
shown on the screen.
So what is imported isn't rendered by
Because
default.
yeah, that's not why this element exists. The reason why this element exists is because we want to reuse other stuff. We want to put not markup, but we want to put like template. We want to put scripts. And we want to import different stuff. Because right now we can only import CSS, we can import JavaScript from other files, but we can't import HTML documents. That's the final piece of web components. So let's just have a script tag over here. And I just want to show what's going to happen if we console.log document. Oh, one important thing about HTML imports, we need a server to be running in order for us to see what's going on. So no file. Run this on a server. Okay, so I have a server running. Let me check that style again because
Hey, Zeno. You're done.
just a second. Yeah, now it worked. I knew there was something going on. Okay. What's up?
I sent you an email.
Related to this, Todd?
No, I want to know what he's doing this weekend. I was thinking we might plan something. Because, yeah.
You're not making our lives any easier, okay?
Well, I don't know why, but if you look at the next one, the resource, so when I import that, it formats my paragraph.
Yeah,
That's right?
that's right. So what I mean by rendered is that it's going to be parsed and executed, but not rendered in the sense of if I have an H1 or a paragraph, do this, it's not going to show there. But if I
Okay, so that's right.
apply some styles or some JavaScript, it's going to work. Or have some template, because template's not rendered
Okay.
too, right? So we can reuse and clone stuff. So if we console.log document, what would you expect for this to be. What is document referring to? Is it referring to this one or this one?
First one,
The index or component?
the index.
The index. So document reference to the index, like the parent. So I'm just going to create a variable like this. If you want to reference this guy over here, the HTML that we are working right now, we have to use parent, I have the component, document, dot, or like parent, in this case, document's the same thing, current script, dot, owner document. So this is how we get our, oops, this guy over here. So now we have this one. The content is just in a style and a script. Okay, so now we can do some other stuff. If I want to select this paragraph over here, and I'm just going to create another paragraph over there, like ABC, no, component. So how do you think we can fetch the paragraph from the parent? What should I write here to fetch that?
You go back to your console in the browser real quick. Why is nothing? Oh, you're doing console outline.
No. Just console.log component.
Can you console outline with the parent too?
Yep.
It's the same thing, right?
No.
Oh, I see.
So if you want to access something from the parent, we're just gonna query selector based from that. So parent, paragraph. Instead of, yeah, document works, I'm just gonna call it parent. And if you want the component paragraph, this is just me showing off the API for you. Okay. So one and the other. It's not being rendered, but it still can get it. So the idea behind HTML imports is that for the first time you can have a separate HTML and then get some stuff from there. This is completely different from iframe. With iframes, we have this whole page inside of the other. So we have one page and we have the other, and we put one inside of the other. My iframe can't access stuff from my parent, and that's just not what it is. This is not going to be rendered. With iframe, everything that is on the other page shows on this page. And here, we are just like having scripts, having styles, having templates. So now what we could do is getting this guy over here. Let me just remove the FCC logo from this page. We could do that for the other page too. So I have this script, I have my template, and I want other people to use this, so I'm just gonna cut this. I'm gonna create a new guy called, actually I'm gonna rename this to index. So now I have these two. One is my document, index.html, and the other is my component itself, which is empty. Just gonna copy that. So I have the scripts, I have the template, and once I import this, file, not gonna work. Still not working. Content of null. Why is that? Oh, cool. So why it didn't work? So here's what I did. I moved all my scripts and I moved my template inside of the other file. And this was supposed to be executed, and I would be able to see the result in my button. But why I'm getting this error over here? Any idea? Cannot read property content of null, and we are doing that on line 56.
You're asking for, that's what's being imported, and document query selector FCC button is on the import, not the importer. And so you need to change that to the document current script owner document.
Perfect. So I'm gonna just like create a importee or something, which is document dot current script dot owner document, and now I'm gonna access that from there. And is this one right?
You mean the rest of the code or 57?
No,
65.
65.
Oh, 55? 65.
No, has to be changed, right?
No, that's good.
It is?
Document references this one,
Parent.
and I want to register there. But when getting my template, I want to get my template from this one. My template is over here, so I need to get it from here. Let's check this out. And it works.
Nice. You should send that one to like Obama or Khrushchev or whoever's the president of Russia now. Putin. The big red flag.
So how elegant is this?
Yeah. Very elegant.
So now we are unlocking the power of web components. I can just send this HTML to somebody, and they just need to import. I just show them the API, the element name, what attributes they need to put it, and this is what they need to do. So I know that it was hard to see the value from each of those parts, but when you put it together, it's pretty awesome.
You want to announce an exercise before we draw?
Yeah, we can drop
We have
it.
an
Yeah.
exercise
Oh, yeah.
maybe we can
Mhm.
do questions maybe?
So you guys have any questions? Is there anything that is not clear on this one? We could do for the others, like let's do the same for the FCC logo. Just gonna take my template and my script out of here. I'm gonna create a new file, like components.html. Just pasting this on this one. And now I'm importing that. And if I try to see this on the browser, what's going to happen? Oops, not this one. Same thing. Let's fix this.
What do you mean, same thing?
Same error as before. So let's create a new variable. what's wrong over here. Any idea? Anyone?
I'm having an issue too with document.currentscript.owner.document. Yours too?
In your code or in your head?
In my code.
Is the other query selectors in that statement?
What are the two files and what's the error?
You're on the component. This is the HTML we are working on. This is the main document where we are importing this one and using that tag. Let me just move this out of here. Yeah. There was some problem. Yeah, so this one. Yeah, I guess the template wasn't ready. Something like some race condition over here. So everything on JavaScript is asynchronous, and there are some cases where we get those race condition as errors that doesn't make any sense. Maybe when this attached callback was being fired, we didn't have the owner document ready for us to use. If we make it outside here, we have it.
But we didn't have to on the other one.
No.
Interesting, right?
We have on the other one. It's outside.
Oh, we did, okay.
Yeah. So this is so now we finally enable the full power of web components, and we can have our projects on like I have this one. So I created a custom element using Polymer. It's called voice elements. I'll just try to use that on my page. So I'm gonna clone this. Actually, I'm gonna do this later because we need to know what power is and what's the best way to fetch dependencies and all that. So I'm not gonna do this right now. Yeah, so we can drop now. So